pour out your indignation on them and let your burning anger overtake them. That verse right there is one of the reasons you may be having a boring prayer life. Hi, this is Kevin Senapatiratne, and I just wanted to give you 3 ways, including something from that verse, that might help you have a less boring prayer life. So let's go. The first area that I want to talk about is that verse that I just read. Pour down your indignation. It seems like a strange verse, but there's all sorts of those kind of verses in the Psalms. And it's an important lesson for those of us, especially, I know I don't look it, but from northern part of the United States with our frozen chosen mentality, is that there is allowed to be emotion in prayer. The psalmist just poured out their heart, all the things that are on the inside, whatever emotion that you may say, good, bad, all those things, pour it out to God. We want to bring our emotion to prayer. That makes it a whole lot less boring when you're not just in this stuffy, I need to have this pious kind of prayer. No, God's comfortable with your emotions. God's comfortable. He knows what's on the inside anyways. So pour out your emotion. Anger, frustration, anxiety, whatever that is that you have on the inside, good things, joy. If you're worried, pray. If you have joy inside, sing songs of praise. So whatever you got going on the inside, bring all of those emotions to God. He can handle it. He's comfortable with it. And it makes your prayer life a whole lot less boring when you're allowed to not be stuffy when you pray. So start with emotion in prayer. The second way to make your prayer life not so boring is connected to the first one, but it's expanded on it, and that is to talk to God about everything, whatever it is. Actually, Walter Brueggemann, fancy name with a guy like Senapatiratne, you attach to names like that. But Walter Brueggemann said there's nothing outside the bounds of prayer. That's a theologian talk for what Paul says, pray about everything. There's nothing that you can't bring to God in prayer. Funny things, sad things. We talked about emotions, but also just the general, bring all the things to God. Not just the things you think God wants you to talk about, the things that are supposed to be, the proper things of prayer and the serious. No, talk to God about everything. It'll make your prayer life less boring because there's all the things that we go through in our day that we were designed to talk to God about. And we just kind of hold it to ourselves. And so pray about everything. The third way to not have a boring prayer life is to take time to listen. Now, if you start to take time to listen, it's not going to be boring. One of the things I teach from time to time is dangerous prayers that you can pray. I love teaching that at churches and have done it all around the country. And one of those prayers, I'm just going to give you one, and it could change your life. It's a short 2-word prayer. And if you begin to pray that, it could take you on the adventure of a lifetime. That 2-word prayer is lead me. Just asking God to speak to you and direct your life. All of a sudden, those 2 words is all of a sudden, there's no more boring. I wrote a whole book, not just for super Christians, shameless plug. This book, not just for super Christians, to help you find the joy of listening to God. Because when you listen, you're all of a sudden on this new adventure. He wants to walk with you. That's what prayer is all about. This 2-way dialogue, as Brother Andrew used to say, is what we're designed for. So if you bring your emotions to prayer, if you bring everything you want to talk about to prayer, and then you take time to listen in prayer, you're on the way to not having a boring prayer life at all. Let me just assure you, at all. You bring those 3 things into your prayer life. So take some time to listen today. Take some time to say, God, lead me. Just say those 2 words, lead me, and take some time to listen and see what happens. Now, here, let me give you one thing that you don't have to ask God about. You can just do: subscribe, like, do that, all those things, and then, then take some time to listen. And you're on your way to not having a very boring prayer life, which you don't want to have. God bless. Have a great day.